The movie begins with Ben, a college student, narrating his breakup with his ex-girlfriend Susie. For him, time slows down as Susie screams out her rage at him after he suggested they break up. That moment feels like a car wreck. 2 weeks after this incident, Ben spots Susie at the school cafeteria hanging out with a guy called Steve, who seems to be her new boyfriend. While Ben is trying to figure out the true meaning of love, his friend Sean joins him at the table. When Sean asks about his breakup with Susie, Ben explains that Susie always wants something better and she would never settle for one thing. Sean then suggests that Ben dates a beautiful woman. Maybe then Susie would feel insecure and come back to him. Later that day, Ben attends an art class where everyone is asked to sketch a portrait of nude man modeling for the class. As he begins to sketch, Ben gets distracted by a beautiful girl across the room and he soon finds himself sketching the outline of her jaw, the curve of her lips and her big blue and beautiful eyes. Over the next few days, it is obvious Ben barely gets any sleep. He keeps thinking about his failed relationship. The echoes of lovemaking he would hear through the walls of his dorm room made him feel worse and served as harsh reminder that he is all alone. Overcome by his sadness, Ben phones Susie, hoping to amend things and get back together with her. Susie, however, firmly informs him that their relationship has run its course and it is time for him to move on. This made Ben feel much worse than he previously felt. As many nights passed, Ben seems to have developed insomnia, and he does all sorts of things to keep himself busy, both during the day and at night. During one of his later wanderings, he goes to a local supermarket and there he sees a flyer indicating the store needs nighttime staff. He believes he has found the perfect solution to staying awake as he is trying to take his mind off Susie. Ben soon meets with the store manager for an interview and he gets the job. As Ben gets accustomed to his job, he notices how each of his co-workers pass time. Sharon, the lady at the cashier, avoids the clock and never looks at it. Briggs and his friend Matt avoid anything that seems like work. One of their common thrills is slipping adult toys into women's shopping baskets, and when these women get to the cashier, they excitedly watch to see if any of the women would buy them anyway. Ben later develops the ability to stop time. When he does this, all remains still and unmoving. Everything around him pauses, and he is free to do whatever he wants. He explains his appreciation for the female body. It started when he was quite young, and his family took in a guest, a foreign female student from Sweden. Because of her liberated views of the Swedish culture, she did not think it necessary to wear a towel on her walk from the shower to her room. This event influenced his interest in arts and painting. Whenever Ben stops time at the supermarket, he disrobes the women and then sketches their bodies. Once he's done, all he has to do is crack his fingers, and time continues. Back at his dorm, Sean comes around to see Ben and he recounts a story of when they were kids. Sean's mom had gone to the supermarket. She left both boys at home. Sean then shows Ben some private magazines his parents had stashed away in a drawer. They are both surprised to see open women and wonder how they do it is shamelessly. This is the first time Ben is seeing the open female body in so much detail, and his fascination with the female body grew suddenly. Sean's mother arrives from the supermarket. Sean quickly returns the book to the drawer and boys walk up to her. She notices both boys were aroused and assumed they were gay. Back to the present, Sean gave an amount of cash to a girl in the neighborhood called Natalie, and in exchange, she will show him her body parts up close in a garage. This soon makes Natalie popular, and other boys in the neighborhood line up with money in their hands to get a session with Natalie. One night at the supermarket, Ben walks into the locker room and sees Sharon, his co-worker. When Sharon takes a bite of his sandwich, a piece of pickle got stuck on her cheeks. Ben awkwardly tells her to wipe it off, but she keeps missing the spot, so he has to help her wipe it off. Both share a smile and Sharon leaves the room. Ben wants to freeze time and live in that moment for a week, but he was only able to slow it down. His emotions are later crushed when he finds out Matt has asked Sharon out. While Matt and bicker away, Ben marvels at how the word crush can mean two things: warm attraction and heavy disappointment. Ben recalls he had 3 crushes while he was young. One was an 18-year-old athlete he saw on TV. The other was the biology teacher, and his third and main crush was his classmate Tanya. He started dating Tanya after she took off a cast from her hand, but she relocated to America before he could kiss her. The supermarket manager, Jenkins, later invites his male staff to a weekend football match against a neighboring supermarket. They lost with an embarrassing score of 26-0. Frustrated, Ben freezes time and goes to get a drink. He realizes he is not the only one with this ability when a boy runs by him. When Ben returns, he unfreezes time and a ball hits Jenkins in the face, causing Jenkins to have to be rushed to the hospital. All the other teammates leave and Ben is left with Sharon. They both walk to a nearby dinner and got to know each other better. Ben discovers nothing romantic happened between Sharon and Matt. Sharon tells Ben she has always wanted to meet a painter because she believes they could see the beauty of things, and the thought is romantic to her. It is obvious both have gotten fond of each other. Ben walks Sharon home and awkwardly kisses her on the cheek instead of her lips. The next day, Jenkins invites his staff to his birthday party. Ben is later asked by Jenkins to hire a surprise stripper for the party. Sharon asks Ben to go with her as her date to the party, and Ben happily agrees. One day, Ben receives a phone call from a man who wishes to put his art up in the gallery. Ben is excited and agrees, unknown to him, that it was just Matt and Brick playing trick on him. On the night of the party, Ben picks up Sharon and tells her about the call from the art gallery. Sharon is happy for him and they both leave for the party. At the party, Ben encounters Susie and finds out her boyfriend Steve is Jenkins' brother. While Sharon tries to evade, Jenkins moves. Susie kisses Ben in an attempt to get back together with him. Sharon looks up and sees them kissing and walks off in a rage. Ben shoves Susie away and turns towards Sharon. Ben stops time and realizes he cannot make Sharon unsee what she already saw. He stays by Sharon's side for the 2 days while time was frozen before they finally lets her go. After leaving the party, Ben goes directly to Sharon's apartment to explain what she saw, but she does not listen and instead screams at him. Over the following days, Ben develops insomnia once again and Sharon stops showing up at work. Ben later visits the art gallery he thought he got a call from with his artworks. The owner denies having an appointment with him, but after looking through the sketches of Sharon that Ben brought with him, the owner is impressed and offers Ben a night to display his work in the gallery. Sharon received an invitation to exhibition of Ben's art titled A Frozen Time. Despite her anger, Sharon decided to attend. When she arrived at the gallery, she was surprised to see that each artwork was a portrait of herself. As she stood there, she and Ben locked eyes. Ben approached her and tried to explain that what had happened at the party, but Sharon stopped him, telling him that his artwork said more than words ever could. Ben then kissed Sharon and time stopped, but this time Sharon was able to move within the frozen world. Ben took Sharon to a place where several snowflakes were suspended in the air and they shared another kiss. The narrator, Ben, says that love is always there if you look for it, and sometimes you have to take a moment to stop and appreciate it, or you might miss it. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and click the bell icon to receive updates on new movies.